That's what Frank would say anyway.
Okay, we're recording, babe.
Without the mics.
We're recording without mics because we had a long night, a long fun Thursday night. Thursday night in Doha is the weekend.
After finding the souk leaf.
Yeah.
Having a quick snack, bite, meeting friends, and then going out for to another place to have another get-together.
Can we say wobbly pop?
What's that?
You don't know what a wobbly... Well, some listeners will know what a wobbly pop is.
Okay, I don't know what a wobbly pop is, but you can please explain if you like. Or you can explain after the episode.
I'll explain after the episode.
Thank you.
So we were just talking about...
How...
We were talking about deep stuff, and we thought, oh, we better be recording this. So now we've pressed record, and so listeners enjoy our deep stuff. Let's see if we can get back there.
We can get back there.
So I was talking about how I have some friends back home who really appreciate my presence in their life, and I can't fully comprehend, but I hear from them. You know, they're so grateful to have me in their life because I make them think a certain way, or I help them bounce some of their emotions in a non-judgmental kind of platform, and they really appreciate whatever I give to them. And I still don't know what it is, but they tell me that all the time. And I'm sitting with Elaine, who I feel like she's that presence in my life, that you give me something that I can't even frame what it is, but it's something that I can aspire to. And so you were just saying something that was really profound. Can you share that?
I was just saying that, I had a conversation this evening with another friend who lives overseas, not here in Doha. And I was just saying that she was, after that conversation with her, she then was starting to text me to say, okay, I've just solved this problem, I've just solved this. And then all of a sudden, after our conversation, there was a cascade of solutions for her. And, she was just saying, thank you. And I was just, just this profound feeling of how grateful, to be a resource in other people's lives. I think that's...
And you were saying something along the lines that you have come to this place in your life where you've really found yourself.
Yeah,
and you find yourself grounded.
Yeah, and that's
so much so that you can empower others.
Yeah.
And I found those words really profound. To be able to be so grounded in who you are, in time and place, and others can feed off of your power. I mean, I feel like I've been that resource for so many other people in life, but I haven't had that person in my life. So, welcome.
It's your turn now, right?
Yay!
I think, I'm a strong believer in like that whole idea of, thoughts become things, universal power, the universe has your back. I've read many, many books. I've done many courses on what that means, looks like, feels like, and how to use that idea of universal power. And I think that being that, finding yourself and grounding yourself is like the key to that. That's the foundation. You have to love, understand, and be grounded in who you are in order to give. And in some of the most difficult times of my own personal life, or what I learned is called I want to say the dark side of the soul or something it's called. After our long evening, it's kind of like,
really dark side of the soul.
Yeah,
not the shade of gray, but the really dark side of the soul.
Right. There's the 7 Essene mirrors and things like that. But if you're interested in all that stuff, I can tell you more another time. But so when you've gone through like that moment in your life where you feel like life can't get any worse than it is right now, and then it does, and you're like, what the heck is happening?
I can totally relate to that. I'm just coming out of that right now.
Please tell me there's not another step down from
Yes.
here. And
You
then
know,
all of a sudden there is.
the straw that breaks the camel's back, but
Yeah.
then the next straw that breaks the fucking
You're
camel's
like-
back. Sorry, listeners.
Beep.
Beep. But like it just does get that deep when I love how you worded it. When
Yeah.
things are really bad and they can't possibly get worse,
And then they do.
and then do get worse, and you're just sitting at rock bottom and you realize, whoa, the bottom can go even lower. That is life changing when you
Yeah.
can come out of that moment.
Exactly.
And so I get it.
And
I feel like you are years out of that moment where I am months out
You'd
of
be
that
surprised.
moment.
I'm not that long out of that. But
Wow.
I think the key is that you have to be yourself through it.
Mhm.
And you find yourself through it. And if you can get the chance to, I don't know, you meet the right people or listen to the right podcast or whatever, I think again, the universe has your back, and if you are open and ready to receive some kind of enlightenment in terms of how can I get out of here, instead of letting your ego take over and your ego say, oh, I'm going to fight this, I don't like that, he's done this to me, he's done that to me, or she's done this to me, she's done that to me, or my boss is here and my boss is that. You know, if you can let go of all of that stuff,
It's all noise.
it's all noise,
all
and just
noise.
say, hey, wait a minute, who am I in all of this, and where do I sit in all of this, and how can I navigate? What is my circle of control? What is my circle of influence? What is my circle of or where can I take action in all of this for me? And you go through this phase, and this is where what I found really interesting. You go through this phase of needing to do everything to look after yourself. And you, at first you think like, oh my gosh, I'm being so egocentric. But you know what? It doesn't matter. That's what you need. And every single thing you do is about, am I looking after myself at this point in time? And when you recognize you're doing it for you, not for the kids, not for the husband, not for the partner, not for anybody else, but you're doing it for you. That decision you take, every single decision you take for a period of time, just has to be about looking after yourself,
Rebuilding yourself.
and beginning to enjoy yourself, figure out who you are, loving yourself, and then finding out, okay, now that I know who I am, I'm ready and can take that next step. And I can support someone else.
Hallelujah. Like, wow, you've said such profound things right now. I hope our listeners can grab something from it, because, I mean, I'm still in the journey to finding myself. I mean, I do believe midlife crisis is something. I feel like I'm in it right now, and I'm just crawling out of it. And I think that's what it is that we give so much to what our parents think we should be doing. Then we give so much to our partners or lovers at the time in our early 20s. Then we give so much to maybe children and family.
Yeah.
And then we try to get a career going, and we give so much to our career. And I mean, I have 5 fingers up right now. And that's 5 stages of life where we were not the center of our decision making.
Yeah.
All these other factors were a priority. And you hit 40 or 42 or 45, whenever crisis decides to come your way.
And then you start having to, figuring out, is this really who I am? Is this really where I'm going? Is this who we are if you're in a relationship? Is this who we want to be?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're in a relationship, one of the key things I found is that individually you're in a relationship and you've got these commitments with each other, but you are still 2 individual souls.
You're on your own journey.
Yeah. You're two individuals together, and everybody's on each of you in that relationship is on their own journey.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point where you have to one has to let go of the other so that he or she can find their own journey.
Do you believe, I mean, if we could talk to any younger listeners out there, 20-some, maybe just finding their partner or starting to think of, do I want a family or not? Do you believe in combining with another soul and creating one journey? Or do you believe in two journeys that are intertwined in very intricate ways?
Yeah, I would say it's two people who are on their own individual journeys, but in a certain given moment in time, the energies have connected that have allowed them to become partners together in some part of that journey. Now, within that journey, you might find things that don't align with each other, and that's where I find you've got these choice points, right? I think Greg Braden talks about choice points, and that's something to look up for if anybody's interested.
I think I will look up.
Another time we can talk about that. But your life has choice points along the way. A choice point I can briefly explain is like there's patterns in life, and whenever you have a traumatic event in your life, you can actually calculate it. There is actually a formula to be able to calculate the choice points in your life. So if you can go back to a traumatic event that occurred in your life, and you know the age of when that happened, you can use the formula to calculate when the same circumstances, energy fields, events the whole situation is aligned for a similar kind of trauma to reoccur. And that's within that time you have a choice to make. Are you going to make those same decisions you made prior when you were in that phase and do the same cycle over again? Or are you going to make a decision to shift? Are you going, you're basically asking yourself, am I going to still be bitter and hold on to my grudges, and that's not going to happen, and I've done this before, and this hurt me before? Or are you going to say, you know what, I forgive, and I'm going to accept the situation as it is, and I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to make a different decision here? And that's your choice, and it will change the trajectory of your life.
Absolutely. Change the trajectory of your life. It's in your decision making. It's in your choice point.
You always have choice, always. And those choice points reoccur over time. And those choice points can be collective, globally, or groups, communities, but also individual. Something to look up for if you're interested.
That was like an incredible session. Thank you, Elaine. We are at like a minute left in this podcast, and I just want to say I'm sorry we didn't have our mics on, because I hope the recording is good enough for listeners to hear, because that was profound and life-changing. And for someone who's kind of in the middle of important choice points, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. If you're making the same choices, how can you expect a different result?
Yeah. Wasn't it Einstein that said that?
Well, if it is, then wow, I didn't know that. I just said it myself.
You can't come to the same solution using the same methods you did before.
Listeners, thank you. We are running out of time on this session. We will talk to you again. Bye.